I'm Riya Mittal and welcome to another day of GoSeller 2021. Currently, we are on day 2 and day 2 is all about PPC. PPC is so important for your business and we are going to cover everything related to PPC that you need to know in 2021. But before we start, let me give you a quick recap of what happened yesterday. So if you missed out on yesterday's session, you missed out on some really good stuff. But don't worry, the session is still available on our YouTube channel and the link will be in the description, so do check that out. So in yesterday's session, we had 3 great speakers. We had Henrik Johansson, who spoke about finding profitable products for 2021. And then we had James from Alibaba, who spoke about sourcing and inventory management for this year. And then we had Ram, our in-house expert from SellerApp, talk about how you can increase your profit margins. And this time, it's all about PPC. So this is how the structure is going to be. We talk about PPC, then we give you a case study and boom, you're ready for this year. It's as easy as that. We like to keep things simple and we have Nithin Mentreddy with us. So Nithin has worked in a lot of IT companies and he has seen the world of PPC and he is the one who takes care of most of our clients and most of our accounts. So he has seen from basic to basic problems to one of the most advanced problems in SellerApp. So he'll be here to guide you through some of the basic things and advanced things that you need to know about PPC. Before we begin with the session, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the chat box below and we will get back to you right away. And don't forget to tune us tomorrow, because tomorrow is all about benchmarking and how you can rank for the bestseller 2021. So without further ado, let's welcome Nithin Mentreddy. Hi Nithin, how's it going?
Hey Riya, perfect, everything's going great. New year, new businesses to grow there.
Right. So, I was just talking to one of our office peeps right now and they were like, 2021 has been busy, 2021 has been hectic. And I'm like, that's good. If your business is hectic at the starting of the year, you're benchmarking for a great business. I don't even know why. Exactly. So yeah, before the session starts, we are going to talk about how advertising is going to look in 2021. Because Nithin and I was just having this really interesting discussion in the morning, and I really thought that we should put this in our session right now. So as I understand, advertising is going to move forward. Like advertising is just not limited to Amazon anymore. There's Google advertising, there's Facebook advertising, there's influencer advertising that's coming into play this year. So Nithin, what are some things that you've seen that's happening this year or you expect them to happen? Because I see that you have some insider news from Amazon. So what do you think?
So I think every year Amazon has been really focusing on improving the ways sellers can really advertise and get their products out there and reach out to the customers, right? And same this year. So I think US has already seen, the American geo has already seen the sponsored display ads and the sponsored brand ads introduced new forms of video ads as well. That has come up already in the US marketplace. I think going forward this year, we should be seeing the sponsored brand ads and the display ads being available for in all the other geos as well. So I think we're seeing it coming up this year in Brazil, in the Japanese marketplace as well. And I think, it's quite exciting to have these features now launched in other marketplaces. Now, sellers over there also will get the access to having a lot of fancy advertisements and fancier ways and creative ways of reaching out to the consumers on Amazon to ensure that the product is well shown over there. And it just all comes down to improving the brand awareness for them.
Yeah, and if you guys already don't have video ads running, you really have to work on that. Because I was just reading up on Amazon advertising, and most of the customers that buy your products range from, let's say, 18 to 29. That's the age bracket that most of the Amazon sellers buy your products from. So as being in that bracket, I understand that a lot of visuals always do really good for your brand. So if you have video ads running, your visibility and your reach are all going to increase automatically. And as Nithin said, a lot of creativity is needed, and I think video ads do that perfectly. And seeing your product in motion, especially in video ads, can help with a lot of your advertising and branding as well. So that was all about advertising in 2021. So Nithin has prepared a really elaborate PPT for us, and that presentation is going to teach you everything about PPC. So Nithin, without further ado, let's give the knowledge of PPC to our viewers right now.
Thank you so much, Riya. Hey viewers, I shall be talking to you about everything about Amazon PPC. We should be walking you through the advantages of running sponsored brand ads, sponsored display ads, how do we set up the advertising goals, and then moving on, we shall talk about the latest new addition to our platform, that is the automation feature. Hey guys, I'm Nithin Mentreddy. I am the head of customer success here at SellerApp with close to 10 years of experience. I've started my career with one of the biggest IT companies and then started my own company. And here I am now helping businesses grow by cracking the Amazon PPC nut. Now, why PPC? Why do we have to really run advertisements on Amazon and spend money on those pay-per-click campaigns? Now, that's because PPC helps us improve the brand awareness. It increases the visibility of our products, thereby increasing sales. All these put together helps us to improve the organic ranking on the search pages, which again leads to more sales. So end of the day, it's just a win-win. Run PPC campaigns, get those sales, get those momentum up and running, and then you have the organic position improved, which again, end of the day results in more sales. Now, how do we do all these? By creating sponsored ads on Amazon. Now, there are primarily 3 different types of ads that you can run. One is the sponsored product ads, one is the sponsored brand ads, and the sponsored display ads. As I earlier mentioned, we shall be focusing more on the advantages of the sponsored brand ads and sponsored display ads. So now talking about the Amazon sponsored brand advertising, these are nothing but commonly referred to as the banner ads or the headline ads. These are advertisements that come up on the top of the page, right at the top of the search page when a consumer searches for anything on Amazon. This helps enormously in improving the brand awareness. It helps increase the customer interaction with our brand, with our products, and helps increase the sales. The sponsored brand advertising has a lot of customizable features in the sense that you can choose to define the customer's journey and the customer's interaction with our brand. You can choose to ensure that the customer goes to your storefront page. Alternatively, you can set it up in such a way that it lands onto a different page. So if you have multiple brands or if you have multiple categories of products that you're selling, you can create specific brand ads for specific categories and ensure the consumers reach out to only those specific set of products that you really want to focus on. Moving on to sponsored display advertising. Sponsored display advertising is another kind of advertising on Amazon which helps increase the conversions from your competitors' pages. These are advertisements that are coming up that would be shown under the listing page, and these can be tuned and these can be optimized to divert sales or drive traffic of your consumers from your competitors' page to your product listing pages. Brand ad and display ad helps enormously in increasing the brand awareness of your brand on Amazon, thereby increasing your revenue. Now, advertising cost of sales, otherwise known as ACoS. This is one of the most important metric to measure the performance of your Amazon PPC campaigns. This is nothing but the ratio between your ad spend and your ad revenue. It is the inverse of your return on investment. So this is one of the key metrics that we usually analyze to understand how your performance, how the campaigns are performing on Amazon. So obviously, as this is the ratio between your spend and the revenue, the greater the revenue, the greater your profit. So the lower your ACoS, the higher the profitability of those campaigns. Now, when setting up the ideal ACoS goals, we need to understand what are we trying to achieve for our brand. Are we looking at increasing the profitability and efficiency of the campaigns? If that's the case, lower ACoS is the way to go. On the other hand, if you're looking at improving sales and improving the visibility of a brand, we should set a slightly higher target. We just launched a new automation feature on our platform. This automation feature helps us with 2 key processes of the Amazon's advertising, that is keyword harvesting and bid optimization. For more information on how to set up automation, you could either reach out to us or look at some of our videos that will help you with running and setting up these automation rules on our platform.
Are you spending countless hours and a great deal of money trying to succeed in Amazon PPC? SellerApp's industry-leading software can automate all of your routine Amazon PPC tasks and increase your sales. Using data-driven algorithms, it will optimize the bids, Harvest new keywords and add negative keywords, which means better ad positions, lower ACoS, and an increase in sales volume with a higher return on ad spend. Managing your Amazon advertisements take up so much of your precious time, and let's be real, you probably have a million other tasks each day. Changing bids and budgets shouldn't be your full-time job. Thanks to the automated rules within SellerApp, you can now make your work much easier.
Thank you so much for such an informative PPT and presentation, Nithin. I think our viewers have learned so much from it. But the session is still not over. We have John Bennett here, who is the owner of EcoSafety, and he is working with SellerApp. He's one of our clients, and he's here to tell you his journey with us and how his business has survived through COVID. So I'm going to bring Nithin back up on screen. So hi, Nithin. And I want everyone to welcome John Bennett. And here comes John. Hi, John. Welcome to GoSeller 2021. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
We're really glad to have you. And John, could you tell us a little bit about EcoSafety and how you started selling on Amazon? We are so eager to hear your story.
Yes, well, thanks for having me, and I'm glad to be able to share a brief story of how I got onto Amazon and how I ran into SellerApp. We started selling on Amazon about 3 years ago, and it was really just dabbling into Amazon, and we didn't know where to go. I just knew that we know that there was a rumbling that Amazon was a suitable market for us, and what made it a questionable decision is we manufacture eco-friendly paint, stains, finishes, and specialty chemicals. So we weren't sure how well the market would accept us online and on Amazon. So we toyed with it, not knowing anything about what to do. And we had a few sales. You know, it wasn't, you build it and they will come. It took some effort and knowledge. So once we realized that, okay, there was some opportunity, but I needed to educate myself. I ended up hiring a outside consultant to try to upgrade some of our product pages and do a little bit on the PPC side. That ended up being a little bit of an improvement. We could see organic traffic increasing a little, but there was nothing to write home about. So then after year one, we were 5 digits, low 5 digits, barely cracking into the 5 digits that first year. Second year, ran into a company that did AI in being able to do things automatically, the bidding, etc., finding the keywords. And I thought, oh, this is perfect for me, who am busy with a lot of other things running the business. So I thought that was a dream come true. And initially, it did very well. It got us into 5 figures, and all of a sudden, we kept seeing the uptrend, but it flattened out, and it flattened out for several months. And as I researched into that reasoning of why did it flatten out, I realized that there was no control over really trying to negate or find the negative keywords that should be implemented. And so we were paying for wasted PPC on keywords that were just there because the algorithm said, hey, this is a great keyword. So there was really no human interaction into the strategy. So it just got us to a certain point and leveled off. And that's when I ran into SellerApp. And since then, having the human interaction, it kind of mixes a little bit of the AI with human intervention and logic, and human beings being able to have a dialogue. Whenever there was a question, it's as easy as scheduling the meeting, having Nithin and his team review the questions that I had, and then we saw our trend get up into the 6 figures. So that's kind of the brief story or summary of how we got introduced and why we started with SellerApp.
Yeah, and that's great because, I tell this to almost everyone. PPC can either break or make your business. So if you don't know if you're doing PPC very well, it can be really expensive. And we have Nithin right here, who is the account manager that handles EcoSafety. So we'll get to the case study in a bit. But John, I want to understand how your business was affected by COVID, because I heard that you are selling disinfectants. So was it like a really good rise for you during COVID, or did your business suffer due to this pandemic?
We have developed a non-toxic antimicrobial product line. We have not fully released that yet. But having said that, our business has been one of the lucky ones where we have continued to trend upward during the pandemic. Online sales have really been a savior to our business. So getting onto Amazon was a smart move, as well as online in general. But having said that, as everyone else who's on Amazon probably witnessed a substantial obstacle when Amazon began restricting products from coming into their warehouses. And of course, they did not give anyone notice of when or how much or how long that was going to go into effect. So we had to battle going to setting records on SellerApp and seeing the Amazon sales spike to someone turning off the faucet. And then Amazon, even to this day, is still restricting the amount of products, but the challenges, it was like a month-to-month scenario of not knowing what they were going to do. So we had to switch a lot of our FBA, or actually 100% of our FBA, over to Seller Fulfilled, where we had to process everything in-house. And that opened up a whole nother slew of challenges. We only have a fixed amount of resources to pick, pack, and ship. We're designed more for the larger pallet bulk shipments to a customer, distributor, retailer, and not pick, pack, and ship for hundreds of individual consumers. That's why we wanted to go the FBA route. So yeah, despite Amazon, we managed to go on the upswing, but because of Amazon, I developed many more gray hairs this last year. So it has its pros and cons. So now we're working on other strategies to mitigate being hurt like that, or I shouldn't say hurt, because we came out better than the previous year, or a lot better, but we could have been so much further along. We could have probably tripled our current volume, and it got us into the 7 figures had we continued the trend. So this year we're retooling that to kind of mitigate the pandemic and Amazon obstacles. And Nithin and his team, we just had a follow-up meeting yesterday, as a matter of fact, of our monthly meetings. And they responded quickly to my requests and questions. Our previous meeting about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, we needed to tighten up on our spend in relation to the return on investment. And we saw, say, a 30 to 40% ACOS, and that thing just plummeted down to a very encouraging 7% ACOS. Now, I know that that's not going to be the norm, or actually maybe it can be. But the thing is that they were responsive. They put in their plan, and so now we've got a new base to start from, and we'll rebuild with or without the pandemic. It's all about creating the right foundation, the right team.
That was great, John. And I'm sure with Nithin on your side, you will be 7-figure seller like just in a couple of months. So let's hope, fingers crossed. So everyone who's watching right now, I want you to comment down below how your business was affected by the pandemic. Did you see a growth, or did you see a decline? And if you did see a growth, was it exceptional? So let us know in the comment section below. And Nithin, coming to you, What do you have planned, or what did you? Because I remember seeing a lot of discussions take place in our office during the whole pandemic, and you were coming up with different strategies to help our Amazon sellers. So, can you name like 2 things that SellerApp did that helped sellers during the pandemic and get them more prepared for it?
Yes, yeah. So I think COVID definitely came and hit us out of nowhere, and it impacted a lot of businesses, and it impacted every business, no matter what the size was, big, small, medium, mammoth. It hit everybody in some way or the other. The same thing came down to us. We had so many clients who were with us, who've been working with us. But the one good thing was Amazon kind of opened up a gateway of an alternative revenue when all the brick and mortar stores were shut down because of the lockdowns that were implemented during the COVID, right? And it was just a matter of time before e-commerce penetration increased. This whole COVID situation definitely helped a lot of buyers enter into the e-commerce space and realize the value of getting goods delivered to your doorstep, right? And in terms of really focusing on what new we did during this time to help our sellers and our partners along the journey was to really focus on ensuring the products were really getting advertised to the right people. From a PPC perspective, that's very critical. Like I've already mentioned earlier in this meeting over here, it's very important that our products reach out to the right set of customers, and we don't waste money. And this whole scenario last year stressed on that point a lot more than any other time, because businesses were really stretching out on their budgets, and we did everything we could to really focus on ensuring that our PPC campaigns were optimized to reach out to only the right relevant customers, thereby increasing the conversions. And I must say the team did a fantastic job that way. And the other thing that definitely came into play was the inventory challenges, like John mentioned earlier. Of course, there was no other option from Amazon side but to curtail those, the inventory that they could take it in. And this kind of did have kind of a butterfly effect on a lot of sellers who probably were really dependent on the FBA mode of fulfilling the orders. And we anticipated this a little earlier, so we had started informing a few of our clients to start moving, whoever could, to start moving their fulfillment from the FBA method to getting it fulfilled by the merchants. Of course, it came with a little slight challenges, like again, John mentioned earlier, right? So it came with a few challenges in itself, because you suddenly had to completely revamp with the lockdown, and then the resources was a challenge. But then end of the day, we did end up coming out with flying colors, because of course the PPC helped us, the FBM helped us maintain the flow of the inventory. So I think these were the 2 things that were very important, that kind of carried us through those critical 3 to 6 months for a lot of businesses, and that was the key for a lot of companies as well. Now they're just flying with the momentum that was achieved since then. And that again, it all goes in a cycle. There's this flywheel concept that is there on Amazon. So the momentum that we achieved during the COVID momentum is definitely helping us scale up a lot of businesses now during this almost post-COVID era.
Yep, and thank you so much for being here, John. We love having a valuable customer like you here with us. And before we move on to the case study, I just want everyone to know that John here is, again, the founder of EcoSafety, and you should definitely go check out his products on Amazon and, promote the idea of sustainability online. So thank you so much for being here, John. And let's move on to the case study now, Nithin.
Yes. So I think when John came to us, his primary concern was to increase the brand awareness. Although there were sales that were happening, he kind of realized that, there was not enough visibility for the brand, and there was a stagnation that had happened. So our primary goal was to improve the brand awareness, increase the overall orders and revenue count. So the first thing that we did when we took over the account was conduct an extensive research to understand the relevant audience on Amazon. This usually is a B2B product, so it was quite challenging to identify relevant consumers on Amazon for something like this. Post that, we did a thorough keyword analysis and categorized the non-performing and the top-performing keywords using our SellerApp's automated tools. Then, of course, we completely revamped and restructured the existing campaigns then and organize them using the best practices that we've developed here at SellerApp. The restructuring of the campaigns resulted in a 167% increase in impressions within the first couple of months. The brand achieved a 121% increase in clicks year over year. With the help of SellerApp's automated tools and management team, EcoSafety was able to reach out to a wide number of audience and engage more potential customers. Well, here at SellerApp, our mission is to create success stories. So if you'd like to know more about how we could help you as well as your brand improve sales on Amazon, do reach out to us.
So this is it for day 2, and I hope you all learned something, because I definitely did. And if you have any more questions relating to your PPC needs, or if you are struggling with something, do not hesitate to contact us, and we will be there for you. Coming to day 3, we have Ram Menon coming with us again, and he will be talking about benchmarking and ranking for the bestseller in 2021. We also have Anthony Francesco, and let me tell you, he's like a wizard of listing optimization, and he has such a fun presentation prepared for us. So do tune in tomorrow for getting that exclusive information that you can get in GoSeller 2021. And I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to our social channels for more information. Bye-bye.